So, hi, Ellen.
I was just going to say, I like your background.
Oh, thank you. Yes, this is Ellen's lovely, cozy home that we're staying in. We're so enjoying staying here in St. Francis. That was our home as well, so it feels very familiar, but it's definitely Ellen and Richard's beautiful spot. And it's been such a happy place for us. And the boys are scrambling, going to go for a surf check. So sorry if there's some noise in the background, but this is life. And Finn was busy arguing with me about haircuts and times of haircuts and things today because he doesn't want a haircut. So the mindful moment got me out of completing that discussion. Anyway, so welcome everyone and to our mindful moment on the 30th of August. And thank you to those who joined last night for our workshop, our Step into Spring and Shed Your Schmutz workshop. And today's, I plan to do a different poem, not Hopi Elder Speaks, because we did that the beginning of August, and then I did it a bit last night, and now it was in my head all night last night. So I'm sorry, we've got Hopi Elder Speaks again because it wants to be spoken, and it needs to come out, and it needs to be heard. So I have not. We're away. I've also been a little bit man down. Obviously didn't have last week's because I was quite full of the sinus that I hadn't shifted yet. And as I mentioned last night, I feel like I've perhaps in retrospect had COVID, but that I didn't recognize it for what it was because I wasn't looking out for it, and I just had a cold, and no one else has really got sick. In fact, our whole family did get a bit sick, and I was the last to get it, but it just has stuck, and I kept thinking I was going to shift it. So really not paying it attention and just kind of half-heartedly doing some of the stuff to look after myself. But now I've realized I have to take it a bit more seriously if I wanted to shift. And part of that is also just sort of slowing down. We're busy renovating our house here and planning our move in Johannesburg. We're moving out of our beautiful Inanda home probably the 22nd of September. So it all feels a little bit on fast forward. So there's a lot. So there's a lot going on. So today's mindful moment, it's more of just an exhale moment for all of us. And I've got my rose roller because I feel it's so nourishing and connecting for me. My connection to God, to divine love, to something that sustains and feeds and nurtures and loves me. So so I haven't prepared much, but it's our new moon, and it's a time for sort of turning inwards and grounding and sort of centering on ourselves. And today's mindful moment is going to be a little bit more, perhaps less speak and more just coming back into ourselves. So I don't know, last night because I decided to do the call from Colin's office that he's renting. It's a house in the canals that has fiber and it's also got a little uninterrupted power supply because I just thought I didn't want to risk losing connectivity. And as I was driving there, it was just that twilight. So there's a little bit of pink and then dark in the sky with this very beautiful slither of bright moon and then stars. So I encourage you this evening, early evening, to go out and have a look at the new moon. It's really worth pausing and absorbing, and I felt very grateful to have seen it. And and then just for those who were on last night's call, thank you. And for those who weren't, we actually, because so many people are away, we're actually going to do another one next Monday evening. We're going to keep it shorter. We'll keep it to an hour and a half. We've sort of done a run through now. We know what areas we want to share less of or what to focus on more, and what can be done in our shed, which you may want to join us for. Our shed is our 3-week community-based collective thing on shedding our schmutz or stuff or shit or whatever we're shedding, stepping out of spring so that we can feel lighter and lovelier and live lighter. So we hope you'll join us. I'm going to be posting some stuff on our doTERRA groups, and if you're not on that, then let me know. And I can send to you. So part of that will be a little oil protocol for detoxing. which can be an entry-level oil protocol or our Skinny Jeans protocol. And then there's going to be lots of other lovely resources. And it's not a huge thing because I'm going to be moving house and provinces. Nikki's going to be in Kenya. Everyone else has got busy days and lives, as do you. And so this is designed to fit into our days and lives. So I will keep you posted. But in this moment, I just invite you now to take a few deep breaths, perhaps allowing your gaze to drop to the earth in front of you or the surface in front of you. Or closing your eyes and just allowing a softening in your body. Perhaps just doing a gentle scan through, noticing places of tension, places of activity, where it feels most active in your body. Perhaps some holding on. And just scanning with no judgment, no recrimination, no trying to correct or change. And then perhaps with your breath, taking a breath in through your nose and then out through your nose or mouth. And with a slow, prolonged exhale, just inviting a softening, a grounding, a coming down to earth. And as you do so, perhaps bringing your attention to your feet. They're on the earth beneath you. If you're sitting on a chair or stool, or if you're in your bed, just feeling where they rest and connect with the surface beneath, be it bed or floor or earth. Noting points of contact. Just paying curious attention and tracing around those points of contact. Noticing and anchoring into them. Perhaps the rootedness to the earth beneath them. And sensing into this rootedness as a tree is so firmly rooted in the earth, but isn't the earth. So we too are rooted on the earth, supported by the earth, nourished by the earth, but we are not the earth. But for the next few breaths, just feeling into this feeling of rootedness, of grounding, of support, and of nourishment. Feeling into the silence, stillness, the strongness of the earth beneath us. Allowing ourselves to be held and supported. Receiving the nourishment and support. Noticing how this support can be not just in your feet, but in your legs, your lower legs, your thighs, your buttocks, your pelvic bowl, the whole lower half of your body. How it supports and holds you, anchors you, grounds you. And then from this place of being deeply anchored, deeply supported, deeply grounded, just noticing how our spine uncurls out of our pelvic bowl, anchored in our sacrum, our pelvis, but reaching up, right up to the crown of our head, which points up and opens up towards the heavens. These new moon heavens, it's just a slither of the moon and a million stars, a million billion stars. Knowing that we are made of the same stuff as the stars. Part of the stars, connecting to the stars, but not a star. Grounded by the earth and uplifted by the heavens. Receiving the nourishment and the light from the sun, the stars, and the moon. And feeling this lightness in our head, forehead, neck, shoulders, upper body. Perhaps even feeling a sensation of lightness pouring in through the crown of our head. A light and a sun that permeates through around your skull, under your skull, through your skull, into your brain, lightening up in a softness, in a lightness. Behind your eyes, your nose, your mouth, and in fact, the front of your face, your forehead, eyes, nose, and mouth, just allowing this lightness to permeate through every cell, every wrinkle, every fold. Moving through the bones of your skull, of your jaw, easing its way through your jaw, inviting a gentle softening and lightness as it does. Down through your throat area. So often we can feel a tightness in our throats, coughing, and unable to speak our truth. And just inviting a lightness and a softening to our throat space. Down the back of our spine, the base of our skull, down the back of our spine, and dropping into our shoulders, tops of our shoulders. As we do so, just noticing a just gentle letting go, gentle allowing, a gentle spaciousness in this area. Allowing this to move down like a silky, soft material, or something oozing down through your arms, the tops of your arms, this lightness, the sparklingness, down through your arms, your elbows, forearms, to your wrists, hands, palms, and into your fingers. And perhaps just curiously observing if this stops at your fingers or whether there's a sensation of of the light moving outwards from the ends of your fingers, around your fingers, through your skin and beyond. Feeling into your boundary with the world, your skin, and perhaps noticing a lightness in this area. Perhaps a melting as the skin, as the light passes through us, gentle allowing. And traveling back up, fingers, arms, shoulders, up to your neck and chest and heart space area, the rib cage. Feeling this light permeating through, in between every rib, through into our muscles and connective tissue, every capillary and nerve that lie in between each rib, and the rib cage ourself, which is so like itself, which is so like the earth, so supporting, so strong, so grounded, so solid, and also so still. Protecting this lightness, this softness beneath it. Our lungs, our heart space, such delicate tissue, and yet so vital for our survival. Feeling into our heart space and lungs. And moving down to your belly, down your spine, the back of your spine, your lower spine, noticing the support and strength from the spine, into the pelvis and the pelvic bowl, cradling the softness that lies within our abdominal organs like our liver and kidneys, our stomach, our gallbladder, into our small and large intestines, with our ovaries, our uterus, our bladder, our rectum, just all of this. And even if we have parts missing, the energetic footprint is still there. Just feeling into this as the light permeates and moves through and oozes through every part of your abdomen. Maybe noticing that there are points where it feels like the light doesn't easily go. Maybe there are areas of tension or tightness or heaviness, solidness. That's okay. Perhaps breathing into that area and allowing a gentle softening and just the invitation for the light, whether it comes there or not. Noticing perhaps if there are feelings of tension or tightness, perhaps scar tissue, perhaps pulling. And just noticing. Not judging, not fixing, not changing. Just noticing and inviting a softness. Moving down through the hips, the top of the hips, the ball of the hips and the socket. Down through the strong, incredibly strong femur. And noticing the tissue that surrounds it. The muscles, the connective tissue, the blood. Feeling from the inside out. Taking this moment just to pause and feel what our body feels from the inside out. Inviting this lightness to permeate down as our femoral artery supplies such an incredible blood flow to this area. So this light moves down through our arteries, our capillaries, into every part of our upper leg and lower leg. Again, if there are areas of tightness, of tension, of burning, just noticing these and breathing in and out of the space. Not fearing it, not resisting it, not fighting against it, just noticing it, noticing how it is today. And then moving down through your knees, through the joints, oiling them as the light moves through. Down into your shins, calves, connective tissue, muscle, blood, bone. Again, feeling your lower legs and your knees from the inside out. Noticing what you find here today. Finally moving through your ankle bones as those are oiled too by this light. Into the small bones of the back of your foot, your heel, and then into the tarsals and metatarsals and of your foot. Feeling these expanding like a web, like fingers in your foot. And the light moving through in between each bone, over, under, around, right down to the tips of your toes, around every bone in your toe, to your nail beds. Noticing the sensation of the light on the surface of your skin. And then expanding this awareness to take in your whole body as you sit here in this moment. This being of light, supported by heaven and earth, grounded and enlightened, radiating light ourselves. And just focusing these breaths on our heart space with the light, perhaps exhaling from our heart space. Inhaling and then exhaling through the heart space and expanding this light out into the world. Perhaps to those who need light at the moment. Those you know who are having a difficult time. Expanding it to your loved ones, including pets and animals, beloved ones, those dearest to you. And then expanding it to those friends and family who are close, but who you may or may not know how much light and love they need right now. what we portray on the outside is often so different to the inside. So just generously allowing this light to shine and to touch those who need it, even just those who would love it. Knowing that it's an endless source of light from the sun, from the stars, allowing ourselves to receive this light like the moon receives the sun's rays. And the sun just never runs out. Knowing that there's not a limit to the light we can give ourselves and others. You have been telling the people that this is the 11th hour. Now you must go back and tell the people that this is the hour. And there are things to be considered. Where are you living? What are you doing? What are your relationships? Are you in right relation? Where is your water? Know your garden. It is time to speak your truth. Create your community. Be good to each other. And do not look outside yourself for the leader. Then he clasped his hands together, smiled, and said, "This could be a good time." There's a river flowing now very fast. It is so great and swift that there are those who will be afraid. They will try to hold on to the shore. They will feel they are torn apart and will suffer greatly. No, the river has its destination. The elders say we must let go of the shore, push off into the middle of the river, keep our eyes open and our heads above water. And I say, see who is in there with you and celebrate. For at this time in history, we are to take nothing personally, least of all ourselves. For the moment that we do, our spiritual growth and journey comes to a halt. The time for the lone wolf is over. Gather yourselves. Banish the word struggle from your attitude and your vocabulary. All that we do now must be done in a sacred manner and in celebration. We are the ones we've been waiting for. Allowing these words to settle, to nourish us, to inspire and encourage us. Perhaps resting your hands on your heart space or bringing them into a prayer position in front of your chest bone, however you feel comfortable. Namaste. I wish you a blessed and beautiful day. Sending you love and light wherever you are. You're welcome to unmute and say anything, share your experience, share any insights. You're welcome to drop off and go on with your day, but thank you for joining. It's wonderful to have you here. Sending you all love.
Love to you too.
Thank you, Ruth.
Thank you, Nix. That was lovely.
Oh,
Good to be. It's good to be back.
Yes, it's lovely to have you back.
Thanks, Nikki. As we started, I thought how silly that even with all our knowledge, we still need to be reminded sometimes to let go and release.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the time.
All the
All
time.
the time.
Thanks so much. It was very, very nice.
Thank
Enjoy the last few days of your holiday.
Thank you. I will do. Thank you. Thanks, Ellen. Bye, everyone. Thanks, Gail. Thanks, Corrine. Thanks, Jones. Lovely to have you back too.
Thank you, Nicola.
Who's that? Is that Angina? Hello, Angina.
Yes, it's me.
Nice to see
Hi.
you. Welcome.
Thanks.
Thanks, Robin. Thanks, Heather. That'd be a beautiful day.
Thank you. There's definitely power in numbers. Thank you.
There's absolutely a letter, completely, for all of us. There is, yeah, so true. Such power in numbers and in community and Sangha.
Yes.
And prayer groups and things like that. So thank you for being the
Yeah.
numbers. I can only bring the meditation, but it only works with the numbers. So thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Thanks, Zoe. Yes, I look forward to that too. Thanks, Lorna. Much love to you all.